So here is a story time of how I found a job in London without speaking a word in English. Everything is possible, I'm telling you. So I was younger. It was in 2010. I was like 20 years old, and at this time I was working at the Plaza Athénée. It's a beautiful 5-star hotel in Paris, and I was cocktail bartender. But I realized like everyone from the staff was speaking English to the customer, obviously, or the customer was coming from everywhere in the world except Paris. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna do nothing in my career if I don't speak English. So I better to go and find a job in London or in UK. So it was on the summertime. I asked my cousin to come with me because she was talking English and I wasn't. I couldn't understand. Like when you were talking in English to me, I was like, no, sorry, I don't speak. I was completely lost. So I asked her, she was in vacation, for 2 months in France on July and August. So it was good timing. I got some savings. I got like 4K in a savings. So it was enough for me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take my car. So I book a ticket for the boat to put my car inside the boat. So with my cousin, I say bye to my mom. I was like, and my dad, they were like, bye. It was, so weird. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know anything, but I'm going. Okay, so I was very like not emotional, but I think I never realized what I was doing. It was early in the morning with my cousin. We went on a boat and we parked the car inside the boat. We were on the way. And at this time, we didn't have an iPhone. We were with a map, with a paper map, and we decided to go anywhere, but not in London. I thought it would be easiest for me to find a job like in Liverpool or in Oxford. We were going in a hostel, like a room with 8 beds inside, and we were trying to find me a job. So I got my resume and I was going to at doors, at some bar and saying like, hey, I'm a French girl looking for a job, no. And everyone like, yeah, but you don't speak English, girl. So no, bye. I was like, yeah, but I used to work in a famous hotel. So, I have a luxury experience and I can bring, I was saying that in French. No one understood me. But I thought with my nice face and my good resume, I will be able to work anywhere. But it was not the case. We were a bit desperate, like after maybe 10 days. I said to my cousin, let's go in London. Let's try, we book a hostel. Always needs, to connect the computer to the Wi-Fi of the hostel. So we arrived in London. We were like 2 girls from countryside, alone, young, in London. A bit like we didn't know what to do. And my cousin, she was like, I will need to go back in France because I can't stay forever with you. So you better to find maybe a flat and get some roommate to be introduced to people. And at least you won't put all your money in the hostel, but in a rent. So better idea. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. We're going to do that. So I found a very, very nice owner. He got a house and you have like 4 rooms and everyone is paying a rent. And the landlord was so nice. It was 2 French guys inside the house. So we were friends at the beginning. It was perfect for me. I could park my car. It was summertime. I enjoyed so much, but I was talking in French. Always talking in French. And I got one roommate. He was an Irishman and he was playing guitar, a very cool guy, but we couldn't communicate. My cousin, as soon as I was settled on the house, she left and she went back in France. I was really alone. I tried my best. She was so nice with me. She gave me her laptop. So like that, I was able to, to search on Gumtree, is a website that you can find a job. And I was doing 1,000 of interview every day. So I was always in a train, going on interview, waiting, like 10 people was waiting for the interview. And I was always like, after 5 minutes, say, bye, you don't speak, fuck you, you don't speak English. Why are you here? So it was really hard and I was completely hopeless. Instead of being my young energy, I understand that now, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I will go back in France, but before, I'm gonna enjoy my life. I was going out, having a good nightlife in London. And one day I saw something like about Loch Ness in Scotland. And I was like, you know what? Tomorrow, I'm taking my car, I'm taking a tent, and I'm going to see the Loch Ness in Scotland. And I told my Irish man housemate, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to be sick at work and I'm coming with you. Thanks God he came with me because at least he was speaking English. So we took my car and we drove like hours and hours. So London to Scotland. It was so cool. And the guy was very nice. I barely don't know him, but I think we were talking a lot. At least he was talking a lot to me when I was driving. I got like more familiar with the language, but he got a strong accent, but it was not easy for me. But I think, I try a little bit to say some word, and I remember that we spent a good time, on the car. And when we arrived in Scotland, it was summer, so we put the tent on the edge of the lake, and we start camping there, doing some, some fire. I wash my teeth and my hair in a lake. It was such a vibe, such a vibe. I wish to have a vlog to show you, but this time I was not a YouTuber. I really wish to go back. I just enjoy my life, and I said, you know what? I need to go back in London, but I think, I'm going to resign the apartment and just go back in France because I have no more money. I spent all my money, of course. So I was like a bit desperate, but I was, okay with the situation. At least I try my best. And I text on Facebook. I guess I went on Facebook. I talked to a friend on Facebook. It was going at the same school of sommelier. If you saw my Q&A, I'm a sommelier as well. I told him like, hey, do you have any job for me? Do you know someone in London? And he said, oh yeah, I have a very cool job, but me, I speak English, you don't speak English. No, but let me see what I can do for you. I was like, oh my God. So he said, okay, he called me back and he said, Camille, when can you be here for an interview? We need someone. We need like a kind of bartender. Please come as soon as possible. I was like, okay. So I was in Scotland, so we went back in London, and I was looking such like a baby. I can see my face sometimes on Facebook, but I was really like pretty and joyful, but I didn't care anymore. I was 100 people say me no before, so I was like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna go like I am, and we will see. Explain you a little bit of the concept, but I was working for, if you're from London, I used to work for Sketch. Very, very, very trendy, fancy restaurant and cocktail bar. And the bar manager was from Nigeria, and he was not talking a word in French. He was talking only English. And his assistant was talking French. The name of the guy, let's say Robert. So I was introduced to Robert. He was talking to French with me. So I was talking in French during the interview. So perfect. He said, you know what? You sound like very motivated, and I like, the Plaza Athénée, the hotel. I think you can, I'm sure you can make it, I was like, okay, yeah. I will show them that it's a good decision. But the guy, the bar manager, was not okay at all with the decision of the assistant. He was like, what the fuck? What's this girl? She doesn't speak English. No. I don't want her. I want to fire her. And he was so upset that Robert hired me without telling him. Anyway, so I start as a bartender, but I was working, in a dispense bar. I was not working in front of guests. I was working just to send all the cocktail to the restaurant. And I never, so actually I completely lie to Robert. I said, yes, don't worry, I know how to make cocktails and anything, but where I used to work at the 5-star hotel, I knew all the cocktail, all the recipe in my head, but I couldn't touch the cocktail, because I was just in training, so I couldn't even do any cocktails, I was just remember how the guy were making the cocktails. You know what I mean? I said, yes, I can make cocktails. I'm good. Don't worry. I know everything by the heart. It's true. I knew all the cocktail list by the heart, but I never touched any fucking shaker. Maybe once at school, just, to get my diploma, but I was not very confident at all to take the bottle and pour. I was very good, I think. And thanks God, it was a French place. So it was a lot of people from the staff talking in French. So it was very easy for me. So the bar manager came one day. He gave me the cocktail list. And it was like 40 cocktails on the list. Like 40 creation that I didn't know. And he said, if you don't know that by the heart in 1 week, you are fired. I was like, okay, I take the challenge. And I realized after, everyone told me that he never did that to anybody. But I didn't have the choice. I didn't have the choice to learn everything. And at this time, I didn't even know what is lime, you know? I need to translate what is lime. Oh, is citron vert in French. So everything was in English. And it was like maybe one cocktail with 10 ingredients inside. And I needed to remember all of that. And I knew it after 1 week. I knew it by the heart. And he was fucking impressed. And I was like, yeah, thank you. But you know, during the briefings, this guy, I remember, he asked me, oh, Camille, in front of everyone, it was like 15 bartenders, how are you doing? And I was like, I didn't understand the question. I was like, I'm doing? But I said, but I'm sitting down. I thought he asked me what I was doing, you know. It's just to explain you like my English level. So after that, I gained some trust from him, and he trusts me to, you know, to make the cocktails and be good. And I was really good because I was doing everything like my colleagues, even faster than them. I stayed 6 months in this dispense. I couldn't even talk to any guest, and because my English was the same, like I didn't improve at all my English. So one day, my ex at this time, he asked me during the service, we were so busy, he asked me, what the hell are you doing here? Why you don't fucking speak English? Like come with us doing a party, because outside, you know, it was like I was in the dispense, but the building got different bars, and every room was, you know, different ambience and atmosphere, and the bartender got so much fun with the guests, and it was a party, and and I was like just doing my cocktails for the restaurant, and I was like, yeah, he's right, you know, I need to do an effort and try to learn more English, to stop be completely like locked in this situation. And after that, he did like you know, a déclic in my head. I was very more confident, even if I still have my French accent. I was more confident to talk. Maybe I was drinking a lot of alcohol to be more confident. Is that how I got the job? You know what? A year after that, Robert, the guy who hired me, he left the place, and I took his position. Yes, at 21 years old, I was assistant bar manager of one of the most fancy cocktail bars in London. This is crazy. I'm sharing that to give you some hope that everything is possible if you have a goal, if you want to accomplish your dreams. It's possible. You know, you need to just work hard, and you need to fail a lot, and always, you know, show up. You need to show up. And you're gonna make it. Tell me in the comment, what do you think of this story? And if you have another kind of story to share, like similar as mine. For me, this story is quite extraordinary because it's not very common. A nice story to share. I really like it. Today I'm like, wow, what the fuck? I was very crazy when I was younger, but it's a life I decided to live. And I stay at least 3 years in London. So, you know, I really enjoy my time. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.